Welcome, fellow green thumbers. Anybody who is interested in gardening, I'm going to be showing you that it can be super fun, super easy, and anybody can do it. And as you see right now, I'm sitting beside one of my smaller beds. This is a 4x2, I believe, and I'm going to be putting in my sweet potato slips today, which have been rooting in water for a little while. They like it warm. We're not going to be having any more cold snaps. I'm well past my frost date, my last frost date, so I think it's safe to put them in. Just something to see today as I put each one of these in. You need very few leaves at the top. You need some good roots on there. You see that with the camera. And not great soil. Actually, sweet potatoes prefer if the soil isn't super fantastic. Actually, a very tropical plant, so they like this kind of weather. So what I'm going to do is make some holes in here. I'm going to put the slips in and then water them in good. Put some mulch on there. I'm going to put each slip in here. These are actually Puerto Rican bush variety, which I decided to go with that this year because I wanted to not have my sweet potato plants, vines going out of control. But they do need consistent water to be watered in every day until they take to the soil. Probably about 1 to 2 weeks they adjust to their new home and the roots start going crazy, and then you're good to go and pretty much leave them alone. That's about your only chore. You don't want to fertilize them too much because if you do, they don't like it. I have all the rest of my sweet potato slips planted. Whether you grow your own slips from a normal potato that you get from the store or you order slips, just make sure you have a good root system on them. So if you pull it off the potato, put them in a glass of water or a jar like this, and for a few days and wait till they root. Once they do, they're good to go in the soil. These, a couple of them in shipping, because I had these shipped to me, look a little sad, but they will at first. And once you water them for a few days and kind of give them a little bit of sunlight, make sure you get consistent watering, they'll perk up and they'll look a lot better. And I put probably more in than I needed to here because I'm expecting maybe a couple of them not to survive. And if they don't, it won't be the end of the world. But in a couple of weeks, they'll start really taking root and liking their new home in here, and they'll start growing. And once they take off, that's going to be it. You're going to have leaves everywhere. But these are the bush variety, so I'm hoping these won't go too crazy. I have some infrastructure here where I can kind of put the vines in there and let them not go all over the lawn and everything. But either way, if you decide to put sweet potatoes in and you get the vining variety, then just make sure you have plenty of room for them to roam and go behind and under and around and up things. They'll go everywhere. The main thing with those is just make sure you give them consistent watering so they won't split and do weird things once you start to get tubers underneath the soil. This is probably going to be the only fertilizer that I put on here. It's kind of a balanced. You don't want to put too much nitrogen. When you're planting these, that's probably the thing you want the least of, or at least, like I said, the kind of a balanced, because if you give these too much nitrogen, you'll get a lot of green vines and not a lot of tuber, not a lot of potato. So I have learned to maybe just make sure I put a little fertilizer at the beginning and consistent watering and then leave it. I've done these in containers before, done very well. Grow bags about this big, 10-gallon, 20-gallon would suffice, and you would still get a crop and to be able to harvest. It is now May 20th, and I thought I would show you a little bit of a time lapse. This is the sweet potato slips that we just planted. And this is about a month later, and this is how they look. The vines are growing very well. It's very easy, and for the most part, carefree. Other than just watering, you probably could hit it one more time with balanced fertilizer, but I tend to not do that. They do pretty well if you treat the soil at the beginning, as we talked about previously. Just keep it watered, lots of sun. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.